Broken escalators, a fish pond, and did that mannequin just move? Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Here are the top 10 abandoned malls you are forbidden from entering. Kicking off the list at number 10, Hawthorne Plaza Shopping Center. Of course, located in Hawthorne, just outside of LA, this shopping center was full of hope back in the late 70s. The mall was officially opened in 1977, and by time 1999 rolled around, the economy just wasn't strong enough. Although its doors closed many years ago, the mall still sees a bit of life under its broken roof. Movies, shows, of course they filmed here. Look at this place. If you have this type of set, you might as well use it for something. Use it for anything, please. Anything besides crime would be a nice change. Number 9. Rolling Acres. The Rolling Acres Mall in Akron, Ohio. Okay, you know you got a good abandoned mall when the mayor has to tell the public about all of its dangers. That's how you know it's a good one. Instead of tearing it down, the mayor just leaned in. This mall was a problem in the 80s, so of course it remained an issue after it was closed down. This was also the location of the horrible Wendy Alfredo and Don McCready incident. After the mall closed down, it also wasn't long before more victims met their demise in this location. It's one thing to see YouTube videos in 4K of this abandoned mall, but to live in this time where Rolling Acres was up and running, honestly, it didn't sound much safer. There's been a few rumors that Amazon might come in and revamp this mall, but let's not hold our breath. Number 8, Lincoln Mall. Heading over to Illinois, my favorite Monopoly piece ever. Yeah, I haven't been to Illinois, but I want to go. As far as abandoned malls go, this one's pretty recent, believe it or not. The Lincoln Mall was open until January 2015, so vloggers have been documenting the fresh decay of the once blooming shopping center. Photographer Seth Lawless actually makes a living documenting these abandoned malls or theme parks, you name it. Pretty sweet gig, right? Pretty brave job. I would never, no chance. The haunting details of this one, there's banners that are still up, trees that now look like they belong in a Tim Burton film, and of course, mannequins. Mannequins are always scary, even when it's open. I don't like mannequins. A major hit here, and I mean that in the bad sense, was the closing of Sears in 2012. Yeah, that one got us all right there, right in the heart. Number 7, New World Mall. Going over to Bangkok for this entry, one of my favorites on this list actually. The New World Mall in Thailand looked beautiful back in the late 90s, but even before its closure in 1997, the mall faced many obstacles. The Supreme Court decided that 7 out of the 11 floors of the New World Mall were all violating safety standards. Yeah, if you have a fear of heights, wouldn't go in here. And then it gets even worse. Later on, a fire caused the roof to collapse, which would already be pretty significant, but the rain that followed ended up flooding the entire bottom floor. At that point, mosquitoes just decided to liven up New World Mall again, and it literally turned into a breeding ground. Yeah, I hate mosquitoes, not a fan of those. This is when locals decided to step in because, well, somebody had to. Residents released various fish types. I'm talking carp, koi, mango fish, all intended to eat said mosquito larvae. Yummy. So before this mess was actually even drained, there were around 3,000 fish living in this mall. Number 6, Metro North Mall. Kansas City. This one is a lot of fun. It's not. That photographer that I mentioned earlier, Seth Lawless, admits that the Metro North Mall is the creepiest place they have ever stepped foot in. That's a pretty good start. Now we're talking. Many of these malls have a landmark. The New World Mall has layers of terrifying escalators, unsafe but unique nonetheless. The Metro North Mall is pitch black. There's not much light that gets in the first place, but the odd beam of hope that does shine through leads to stained, moldy nothingness. Even the outside of the mall doesn't look inviting at all. There's no arches, no natural light. It's just a little brick. Just a big, ugly brick. The orange tint inside literally makes it look like it's from the movie Dune. Number 5, Euclid Square Mall. Heading to Ohio for something different. That should be their slogan. Ohio. Something different with a guy doing that. This one doesn't have pools of mosquitoes or bodies. It actually looks quite content. It opened long ago, back in 1977, but by the time the 90s arrived, like other Ohio malls on this list, it simply couldn't keep up with the economy. It closed in 2016 and was finally demolished in 2018, which is a treat. Most of the time, things just sit there and get stinky. This one, they're like, no, we're gonna break it. It's so good though, I had to include it on our list. The fake trees make this place look like it was still open. There isn't broken glass everywhere, there's no graffiti. It's like nobody was really sure if it was still open or not, so nobody went in to destroy stuff, right? After its initial closure, a worship center remained open. Yeah, you think you're gonna destroy property next to an active worship center? Okay, monster. The last remaining store, the final fighter here, was a nail salon. Number 4, Cloverleaf Mall. This Virginia mall was once flirty, and thriving. The Cloverleaf Mall opened in 1972, and it had 2 major department store chains. That was the big initial pull, but when the 90s hit, everybody decided to change their fashion game up. Yeah, we were evolving as humans. Whatever jeans Mariah Carey has, we want those now. That's our style now, whatever she's wearing. The 70s style just got left behind, and it was also one of those malls with a movie theater. I had one of those growing up, but it sadly didn't make it. None of those made it. Another grim detail behind Cloverleaf Mall was when a lady went missing one day from the parking lot. She was sadly never found, and there's also numerous crimes that will still never be solved. A lot of dark history in this one. Number 3, Randall Park Mall. Oh, this one is so creepy. I can't even watch exploring footage of this one. This one is so creepy. Randall Mall opened in 1976 in North Randall, Ohio. Ohio, what's going on? And at one point, it was the largest mall on the planet. Big malls. It closed in 2009, and photographers all around the world dared to explore this one. The thing that really makes this eerie are the Christmas decorations. Yeah, not joyous at all. Yeah, right after the holidays, Randall Park Mall met its fate. So there's Christmas trees that are half decorated in the middle of glass and garbage. It's pretty sad. These balcony lookout spots would have been a sight to see back in the late 70s, but now it's dark and lifeless. The movie theater is surprisingly in remarkable condition, all things considering. There's no projectors used to illuminate this room. Now it's only lit up by a small hole in the roof that's dripping with something. Number 2, the Acropolis. Heading over to Mexico City before a big bad number 1. The Acropolis was as cool as you'd think. It was a gorgeous shopping center in the suburb of the Mexican city. It was thriving around the 80s, but then, you guessed it, in comes the 90s and everything just changed forever. Traffic had slowed down, so the end of the 90s was the official wrap party. At first, the mall was designed to serve as a tribute to ancient Greek culture. There's columns. I mean, it really did look like something from ancient Greece. Now, with it being abandoned, it couldn't look more ancient, honestly. The large open ceiling allowed for plenty of light this time, making those YouTube exploration videos crystal clear. Now we have fake runes covered in real runes. This is an odd one, definitely an odd sight to see. And finally, number 1, the Old Town Mall. Heading up to Baltimore, we got a creepy ghost town for this one. The Old Town Mall was built back in the 1800s, so we're getting really old for our last one. It opened in 1818, and it was originally named the Bel Air Market because, well, it was outside, it was beautiful. This mall doubled as a small town, so double the creepiness now. It's unique and had lots of potential. Imagine this place on a hot summer day, it would be beautiful. Right? I mean, no, it wasn't that great. There were many failed attempts to revitalize the town, and unfortunately, nothing stuck. The only thing here that kept growing was the crime rate. Yeah, right now it's about 5 times the average, so please avoid this ghost town. Just watch videos about it, don't actually go. Avoid all the ghost towns, actually. There's a video of a couple explorers driving around, and it literally feels like the opening scene to a zombie movie. It's terrifying. Those are the top 10 abandoned malls that you are forbidden from entering. Don't even think about it. I've been your host, Taylor McWaters, and I'll see you next time on Most Amazing Top 10. Peace.